3i Atlas has now come up with a new mysterious anomaly. On the morning of October 29, 2025, at precisely 7:47 a.m. Eastern Time, the interstellar object 3i Atlas reached a milestone no visitor from beyond our solar system had ever achieved in quite this way, which is its perihelion, the point in its trajectory where it came closest to our sun. And yet, just as that pivotal moment unfolded, telescopes on Earth lost sight of it entirely because it slipped directly behind the sun from our vantage point. We are looking at what may very well be the most enigmatic interstellar object in recorded history. Over the past months, 3i Atlas has exhibited a sequence of behaviors that challenge all our expectations of comets. But now, during the one moment when we hope to gain clarity, it seems hidden and is still acting in ways we cannot explain. Behind the sun, new data is coming in. Alarms are going off in observatories, and scientists are absolutely baffled. Something strange is happening right now, and we're watching it unfold in real time. Could we be witnessing technology and energy that are even stronger than our own star? Let's find out. As 3i Atlas approached perihelion, it faced a harsh environment. Approximately 770 watts per square meter of solar radiation at its closest approach to the sun. That level of intense heating for a body traversing interstellar space and now plunging into our sun's zone should have triggered massive fragmentation, dust plumes, or the kind of explosive outgassing typical of cometary bodies under duress. But what we see instead is something far stranger. From October 21 onward, 3i Atlas entered solar conjunction. From Earth's perspective, it moved behind the sun and thus became invisible to ground-based telescopes. This blind period is part of the mystery. At the very moment when the solar heating should have forced dramatic physical changes, we cannot observe them directly. Instead, our only windows come from space-based solar observatories, platforms like SOHO, Stereo A, and GOES-19, which monitor the sun and its surrounding environment. Preliminary data from coronagraphs aboard these satellites are already feeding a disquieting narrative. Real-time anomalous brightness, color shifts, unusual coma dynamics. In a sense, the object is undergoing its greatest stress test, and we're forced to infer its behavior from the periphery. The combination of intense solar radiation, invisibility to ground-based instruments, and space observatory anomalies places 3i Atlas in a state unlike any prior interstellar visitor. When astronomers plot the brightening of a typical comet as it approaches the sun, they expect a relatively steady increase in luminosity based on the sublimation of ices and release of dust. 3i Atlas, however, is breaking that model. Observations show a dramatic increase in brightness, far exceeding what we would expect, even compared to comets from the distant Oort cloud. A recent paper finds that its brightness scales roughly as we're raised to the power of -7.5. Where are its heliocentric distance, a far steeper rise than standard comet behavior suggests. In one striking measurement, the coronagraph CCR1 captured a luminous halo surrounding the object with an estimated diameter of 300,000 kilometers, roughly equivalent to the Earth-Moon distance. The scale is astonishing. Imagine a glowing sphere in space as wide as our lunar orbit, expanding from a comet-like nucleus. Adding to the mystery, renowned astrophysicist Ava Loeb has drawn attention to the blue hue that 3i Atlas seems to display. Observatories report that its light is consistently bluer than the sun's own spectrum. Normally, dust reflections from comets redden the light, yet here the opposite appears. The implication, instead of dust, a vast amount of gas or other unusual mechanisms are dominating the emission. That alone would be remarkable. But when you combine the scale of the halo, the blue shift, and the rate of brightening, you arrive at a ninth anomaly, one suggesting that the object may be emitting energy or undergoing processes far beyond typical comet physics. In short, something fundamental has changed. Here are the 9 anomalies currently attributed to 3i Atlas. Each one on its own would raise eyebrows, but combined, they amount to a cosmic puzzle. The impossible path. The trajectory of 3i Atlas aligns nearly perfectly with the ecliptic plane, the same plane on which the planets orbit. The odds of a random interstellar object arriving within 5 degrees of that plane are estimated at about 0.2%. The jet that defies physics. During mid-2025, observations recorded material being ejected towards the sun rather than away. This runs directly counter to the physics of cometary outgassing and solar heating. Too big, too fast. 3I Atlas is estimated at thousands of meters in diameter, potentially approximately 5 kilometers, yet traveling at a velocity and mass combination rare among interstellar visitors. Its kinetic energy is massive compared to previous such objects. Perfect timing. Its perihelion occurred when Earth-based observation was impossible, solar conjunction on October 21. It also passed near Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, but carefully avoided Earth vantage. That timing has been estimated to have odds of about 0.005%. Factory composition. Spectroscopy reveals unusually high nickel relative to iron, ratios more akin to industrial alloys than natural bodies. This metal signature is highly unexpected in a comet. Dry as a desert, water ice content is extremely low, much lower than standard comets, which are ice-rich. This raises the question, what's powering the tail? Impossible polarized light. Polarimetric studies show a deep and narrow negative polarization branch reaching levels never seen among comets or asteroids. This places 3I Atlas into an entirely new category of optical behavior. Connection to the WOW signal in 1977. The inbound direction of 3I Atlas aligns within 9 degrees of the origin of the famous WOW signal detected in 1977. The probability of such alignment purely by chance is estimated at 0.6%. Hotter than our star. The blue hue and rapid brightening suggest that energy is being emitted or reflected at temperatures potentially higher than the sun's surface, approximately 5,800 Kelvin. If true, this would imply internal heating or active propulsion rather than passive solar heating. One of the great scientific regrets in this episode is the missed opportunity for radar imaging. Avi Loeb and his colleagues calculated that if Earth had been located on the opposite side of its orbit, 3I Atlas would have passed at about 54 million kilometers, well within the radar mapping range of terrestrial facilities. At that distance, we could have produced a full 3D model, measured exact size and shape, even inferred internal structure. But that timing just didn't line up with Earth's orbit. Now we look ahead. On December 19, 2025, 3I Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth at roughly 267 million kilometers, assuming a gravitational-only trajectory, according to recent estimates. During the coming weeks, major observatories, including the Hubble Space Telescope and James Webb Space Telescope, along with multiple ground-based systems, will be trained on the object. Scientists will be on the lookout for unmistakable signatures, deliberate maneuvers, unexplained accelerations, narrowband radio bursts, or probe ejections. These next 50 days might become the historic watch period that answers whether 3I Atlas is simply a bizarre comet or something far, far more significant. If 3I Atlas turns out to be technological in nature, if it exhibits features consistent with artificial origin, the implications for humanity are staggering. Avi Loeb has repeatedly emphasized we must take the possibilities seriously rather than dismiss it out of hand. Consider this. If an object can traverse interstellar space, arrive in our solar system, align its path almost perfectly with planetary orbits, withstand intense solar heating, emit light hotter than our star, and possibly even be constructed of industrial-grade materials, what does that say about the civilization that built it? The energy levels required would be orders of magnitude beyond anything we currently command. Two scenarios present themselves. Artificial origin, humanity's first confirmed contact with alien technology. If 3I Atlas is a probe, a messenger, a relic, what then? The philosophical, scientific, and societal consequences would be profound. Natural but unknown physics. Even if it's not artificial, the fact that 3I Atlas behaves so differently means our physical models of small bodies, interstellar objects, and solar system formation are incomplete. It would force a rewrite of comet theory, interstellar dynamics, and possibly even material science. This moment is not ancient history. It is unfolding now. As the solar glare hides 3I Atlas from terrestrial view, a global network of scientists, observatories, and space agencies stands ready, waiting, listening, watching. The upcoming weeks and months could decide whether this interstellar visitor is simply a misfit comet or the first confirmed tangle between humanity and something truly alien. Keep in mind, history isn't just being written, it's being observed live. The universe is handing us a challenge, and we must be alert. December is on the horizon. The watch window is open. The question looms, are we alone? Stay tuned, because we may soon find out. Don't forget to subscribe. New discoveries about 3i Atlas are unfolding every day, and you won't want to miss what happens next.